you want to be rich, not just comfortable, but genuinely rich. But right now, you're probably making at least three of the five mistakes I'm going to show you. And do you know what makes this dangerous? None of them is about choosing the wrong investment. None of them is about not earning enough. They are habits, silent, automatic, habits that drain your ability to build wealth even before you make any financial decisions. In this video, I will show you exactly what each of them is, with real data, solid logic, and what the people who actually got rich do differently. No easy promises, just the truth. And sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. It ranks as number one because it is the one that most prevents people and also the rarest to be said openly. If you are here, have you ever wondered at some point, why do I work so hard and still have nothing to show for it? This is one of the most searched questions in the world when it comes to financial education and how to get rich. And the answer is almost never about which asset you bought. It lies in what you do and what you don't do every day. But first of all, if you don't know me yet, I am the digital avatar of Brian Mercer. On this channel, we talk about financial mindset, smart money decisions, and what separates those who truly build wealth from those who merely survive. Our goal is to provide the tools for you to enhance your personal and financial development. If you want to follow me on Instagram, the link is in the video description. So let's get started. The error number 5 is you exchange time for money and call that security. You have been taught from an early age with a very specific equation: work hard, earn more. And this logic works up to a very clear limit. When you exchange hours for money, you are selling a finite resource. You have 24 hours in a day. Sleep takes 7 or 8, work takes another 8 or 9, and what's left barely allows you to breathe, and you cannot duplicate that asset. The problem is not working hard. The problem is never building anything that works without you. The American Federal Reserve's research on consumer finances consistently shows that the wealthiest 10% of the population in the United States hold most of their wealth in income-generating assets such as dividends, rental income, and business ownership. The poorest 50% rely almost entirely on wages. This is not a coincidence, it is structure. Rich people buy time, the others sell it. So the question is not, how do I earn more per hour? The right question is, how do I build something that generates income while I sleep? Keep that thought in mind. We'll return to it in mistake number 2, which is the behavior that prevents almost everyone from getting there. Number 4, you will invest when there's extra money. Here is a sentence that most people have said at some point. When I start earning a little more, I will begin to invest. It seems reasonable and a trap. Do you know why? Money never left over. Expenses expand to fill the available space. Economists refer to this as Parkinson's law applied to personal finance, and the data completely confirms it. The correct behavior is the opposite. You invest first, pay yourself before anything else. This concept is called pay yourself first. It is one of the oldest and most overlooked principles of financial education. Warren Buffett has been straightforward about this for decades. The difference is not in how much you earn, it's in how much you don't spend. Data from the UK's Money and Pension Service shows that nearly 11 million British adults have less than $100 in savings. In the United States, a report from the Federal Reserve revealed that about 37% of Americans would not be able to cover an unexpected expense of $400 without borrowing. Not because they don't make money, because they spend first and try to save what is left over. The solution is mechanical. Automate the transfer on the day you receive your income. Even if it's 10% of your earnings, the habit builds the path. The path builds the wealth. But saving without the right mindset doesn't solve it. That's exactly what mistake number 3 will show you. Number 3, you make financial decisions with emotion. Have you ever made an impulse purchase and felt regret soon after? Did you sell an investment out of panic only to see the price rise afterwards? Did you spend more than you intended because you were stressed, excited, or insecure? This has a technical name: emotional bias in financial decisions. The Nobel Prize in Economics in 2002 was awarded to Daniel Kahneman, a psychologist, not an economist. His research proved that humans do not make rational decisions with money. They make emotional decisions and then construct rational justifications. What does this mean in practice? You buy at a high because everyone is buying and you are afraid of missing out. You sell at a low because fear overrides logic. You spend on things that signal status because the feeling is immediate, but the debt lasts for years after that feeling has gone. The solution is not to stop feeling. That is impossible. The solution is to create pre-decided rules, decisions made with a cool head before emotions arise. Invest X% of income every month. Do not sell assets in decline if the fundamentals have not changed. Build an emergency fund before taking on any investment risk. Rules decided calmly are executed when panic tries to sabotage. And now we come to the two most important ones. Number two may seem obvious, but 97% of people consistently ignore it. And number one will reshape how you think about money at a fundamental level. Number two, you avoid learning about money. Think about what they taught you in school: algebra, literature, the periodic table, how to dissect a frog. But no one sat you down and explained how compound interest works. No one showed you what a pension statement really means. No one taught you how to read a brokerage report or understand what the total effective cost of a loan really costs you over time. This is not an accident. It is a systemic gap, and it has real consequences. The OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, identified a direct correlation between financial education and long-term wealth accumulation. Countries and individuals with a higher level of financial knowledge save more, carry less debt, and make better long-term decisions. Knowledge about money creates money. The reverse is equally true. Ignorance about money costs money, as in excessive fees, in tax benefits that are never utilized, in retirement contributions that are not optimized, in investment decisions guided by headlines rather than fundamentals. You don't need to become a financial analyst, but you need to understand how compound interest works, how inflation erodes purchasing power, how accounts with tax advantages work, what the difference is between an asset and a liability. This is not optional for those who take wealth building seriously. It is a prerequisite. And now, number one, you carry a poor identity. This is what no one talks about because it is uncomfortable. There is a concept in behavioral psychology called financial identity, the way you define yourself in relation to money. And if you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, the rich are greedy, we're not from a wealthy family, people like us don't get there. These phrases were not harmless. They installed a deep belief, mostly unconscious, that wealth is not for you. It is when you believe on a level that you can barely articulate. For example, that wealth is not for you, your behavior confirms this belief every day. You spend what is left over because saving seems pointless. You sabotage opportunities because success feels unfamiliar. You see someone wealthy, and your first instinct is distrust, not curiosity. This is not a weakness of character, it is programming, built over years, silently reinforced, rarely questioned. And programming can be rewritten, but only when you acknowledge that the programming exists. The first step is an honest observation. What stories do you tell about money? Do those stories expand what you believe is possible or silently shrink it? People who build real wealth are not always more intelligent. Often, they are simply people who made an explicit or intuitive decision that wealth was available to them, and they acted on that belief. This is a financial mindset. It comes before any strategy, any investment, any technique. Without it, every tool you learn will eventually hit the same invisible wall. Knowledge is power, but only when it is applied. You are already ahead of most just by having watched until the end. Now, choose one of these five pillars and take the first step today. Did that make sense to you? Then share it with those who need it and comment below which one is your current focus. Feel free to leave your like, and I ask you to subscribe to the channel to help my channel grow. Big hug and see you soon.